Shallow and complicated. This is a video by It's Complicated. That was corny. I'm sorry. Anyway, it's been a minute. We haven't reacted to It's Complicated, so let's get into it, bro. That was corny. I'm sorry. Let's do it.
Would you agree that women are more?
Yo, I promise you, this girl is like. Does this girl work for you, bro? Cause bro, we see her like all the time, bro. Nothing against her, but it's like we see this woman every time. Every single time with the rhino spectrum in the ear. I said the ear. The nose. Like, dude, we see her all the time. Does she work for you? Is she just always at your location, just ready to be recorded or something? Like, I don't know, man. And she's always with a different girl, too. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway.
Than men.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, in the short answer, yes, in certain situations.
Are men too simple to understand women, or are women just too complex to be understood?
I think that men are too simple to understand women.
I think that women are too complex.
I just don't think men ask enough questions. Like, I think, like, women are very vulnerable. Like, I think most women I know, like, are gonna tell you, like, yo, this is an issue. Like, fix this. Hello. And then, you know, I mean, what do they say? What's the statistics of divorce? Like, 80% of women, like, you know, initiate divorces. And then men are like, oh my God, I didn't know what happened. Like, your wife was telling you for the past 12 years, like, what she needed, and you didn't do it. So
9 times out of 10, women expect you to Women expect you to be Professor X, bro. Like, they want you to know everything. You're supposed to know everything from hand. You're supposed to read their mind. You're supposed to know everything that they want. Even the stuff that they keep a secret, we're supposed to know. So that's not 100% true. Yes, some women be telling you, yo, XYZ, fix this, and they don't fix it. But most of the time, we're supposed to be Professor X and be mind readers, bro. Like, we're supposed to just know everything. Like, no, ma'am, we don't know everything. Like, come on, man. Tell us stuff, bro, so we can fix it. Like, what?
Is it better to be complicated or to be simple?
I think it's better to be complicated. Gives you depth.
Better to be complicated, but in the dating sense, probably better to be simple. Easier to manipulate.
Wow.
Why is it better to be complicated if it's harder to be understood?
Because when someone can understand you, they understand all those complex parts of you, and then I feel like you get a deeper connection.
Or just
Yeah,
something
same
that's just
here.
wrong
I feel
with
like
you.
there's more to dig into and more layers to uncover, but in the long run, might not work out, but...
Yeah.
Women often describe themselves as complicated, emotional, even crazy. Do you think women actually want to be understood?
Yes.
Wouldn't that hold them to a
Look
standard?
like he could be like Kendrick Lamar's cousin or something, bro.
They kind of do, but they kind of don't. They want to be understood by the guys that they want to be understood by, basically.
It's complicated because we say like we want something, but then we just say that to make you feel like we want something else. Like when our partner is going out to get some food, oh, we don't want any food, but as soon as you come back, you didn't get me anything. You know, so it's basically It is complicated.
If women were easily
I mean, that's
understood,
kind of just common sense, though. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, if you go to the store, you get yourself something, or something. Like, if the woman says, like, for example, I'm like, yo, babe, I'm about to go get some McDonald's. You want anything? Oh no. Okay. Then I don't get you nothing. But being a man, it's expected. You might as well get her something. Like, get her like a smoothie or coffee or something small, whatever. Even though she didn't want it, it's just the what's the word? The generosity of it. You know what I mean? So it's like, just do that. It's just something just like, I guess it's common sense. But most people be like, okay, she said no. Well, it's more money for me. You know, more food for me. But like, you have to be generous. You know, especially if it's your girl. If she says no, get it. You know what I mean? So yeah, unless she's like literally like, you know, you have to know her. You know, you have to really know her. Especially if you just get to know her. Like, if she says no, get her. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is like with anything, like with food, with I guess stuff, clothes or whatever, get it.
wouldn't that hold them accountable?
Yes. Yes.
Wouldn't that make it harder to manipulate?
Yes.
Is there any better manipulation strategy than remaining an unidentifiable threat?
Guilt tripping. That always works.
That's the best tactic you can use, and that's a tactic they use all the time, definitely.
If you understand your woman and you understand why she say this, she say, do the she do, then she can't manipulate you. But if you don't understand why she do this, she do, then she for sure gonna be able to run circles around you, manipulate you, all types. You feel me? Especially if you're goofy.
Isn't it easier to manipulate somebody if you can just claim that you're crazy and you?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. I
Bro,
feel like it's
I
kind of
haven't
like
heard
when people are like,
goofy in
"Oh,
that
I'm
long.
crazy because this zodiac sign." It's, you know, like I was like this my whole life. Like, yeah, definitely. And I think some people can fall for it, but it's probably on the other person to be like, "All right, I'm not dealing with this person."
Would you want to live with or commit to someone who admits to being crazy?
No, because they're not willing to change. They're just accepting that they're crazy, and I'm going to do crazy shit, so you should accept it. And
Why do so many women admit to being complicated, emotional, even crazy, and think that's acceptable behavior?
It's today's times. Like, people are just out of their minds nowadays. So it's like it's accepted by everybody. It's glorified all over the place with media, music, TikTok, internet, Instagram, all that.
That's
True.
what they been all their life. You
Very
gotta
true.
think
That's
like,
very true. I don't like if I find like if a girl says, "Oh, I'm crazy, I'm this and that," I'm going. I'm going. I got the milk and I'm going. I'm absolutely going. You never see me ever again. Especially if you say you're crazy. I'm going. I'm a going man, bro. I'm a wanted man. Like, you're not finding me anywhere. Like, blocked on everything. I'm going. I'm off the scene, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you never to see never again. So serious, bro. The last thing you're gonna remember is that milk that I said I was gonna get. That's the only thing you're gonna remember from me. Honest to God.
you gotta think like, that's just them. You feel me? They don't even women don't even understand themselves. Sometimes they do something, don't even understand why they did this.
How likely are
That's
women
true.
willing to accept
Sometimes.
men for just the way men are?
Not at all. A woman wants you to be how she wants you to be. Type. You feel me?
So why should men accept women for just the way that women are?
Because they want the box. Because they care about the box. That's why. They're so deluded about the paradise downstairs area that anything else, like, they could be crazy or anything like that. But once they cheat on them, or they're this, they're that, and all this other stuff. But like, bro, you knew she was crazy from the beginning. But you care about that box though. You care about that pineapple. That's your problem. That's why men deal with that's why men just, oh yeah, she's crazy, whatever, I don't care. Whatever, she got good box, she got a good bottoms or whatever, good lips, all that. Once they got all the package, the OnlyFans package, men, easy work. You know what I mean? That's why I say any woman can get any guy. Like, men are simple. Easy simple. You know what I mean? Once you have the capabilities of doing OnlyFans activities, it's quiet for you. You know what I mean? You get any man. That's the problem. Because men care about box and men don't care about being a man of God and being a servant of God and following Jesus Christ and delivering their life unto him instead of caring about that. That's what they don't care about. They care about getting boxed and caring about what else? And getting money and getting riches and all this other stuff. Oh, I'm about to go up, bro. That's all they care about. So the reality is.
Cause they women like, you can't live with them. You can't live without them. For real.
I see it as a way of a woman just making excuses to do whatever they feel like they want.
How likely are women willing to accept men for just the way that men are?
It's rare. It's very rare.
So why should men accept women for just the way that women are?
We shouldn't, but we do.
Who is more shallow, men or women?
Shallow? Can you define shallow? Like,
Shallow is you only go for looks. You don't look on the deeper surface.
oh, shallow.
I hate to say it, but I'm gonna have to say women, low key.
They are, because men don't care what kind of car women have. They don't care what kind of phone you have. They don't care where you live. Women, they kind of do. Like, they care what.
They're like, well, you're broke.
Like, are you broke? Are you made of money? Like,
Bro, I got
is it
made
good
fun of because
looking?
I got an Android, bro. Like, back then, well, I don't know if it's now. I don't think women care as much. I think they still do. But back then, if you had an Android, you was getting clowned on, bro. Like, if you wouldn't have the capability of FaceTiming or iMessage, or if that message show up green on their phone, trust me, they got the milk and dip. You're never hearing from them ever again in history, bro. Don't get their number. Once you see that iPhone, that Apple in the back of their phone, just at that point, and you got a Droid, at that point, just move on. Move on. Go find somebody else and go about your business. Because, and let's be honest, if you sit up there and tell a girl, go download some Google Meets or something? What was it called? Google Duo. If you tell her, go download Google Duo and FaceTime, video call, whatever, she's laughing at you. You committed a clown crime. Literally, I'm not even joking. This was it back in the day. It probably still is today. I don't know, because I have both Android and iPhone, so I don't have to experience that. But like, back then, I had experience that I was getting clowned on. I didn't really get clowned on that much, but like, that's how it was back then, bro. It was crazy.
Usually
So
tall.
shallow. It's
It's
crazy.
women. Women are more gold diggers than men, I would say.
Yeah, but it's kind of us.
It depends on the context because sexually, men are known to be more shallow, but materialistically, women are known to be more shallow. But are they? I mean, it really depends on the person, like Emma said.
Yeah, women more shallow for sure. They want attractive, successful, good in bed, money. They want you to do what they say. Men just want you to be pretty and come home.
Are women more shallow because they want too many things, or are men more shallow because they only want one thing?
Men, because they only want one thing.
What are your thoughts on
That's
the
the
following
problem.
expression? A woman wants one man to satisfy her every need, while a man wants every woman to satisfy his one need.
Wow. Wow, that's deep. I don't know. I feel like if both of those are satisfied, then I guess it would make for a good relationship. But at the same time, I don't think that's possible.
Men want the cooch, but men want so much more. They want family. They want, all of that. But they're just not good at showing it. They just wanna show us that they want.
But I mean, wouldn't you say that men are often shamed for being shallow because they just want one thing?
But don't also women only want one thing?
Well, do women want one thing and want a lot
I
of
want the
things?
whole package.
Women want a man. Women want a family, a homemade.
In other words, women want the complete package. They want a man who's going to check all the boxes.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
does that make... Basically, what I'm curious about is, if men and women can both be shallow for completely different reasons, what does it mean to be shallow?
I think being shallow is just only seeing someone at surface level. And I think having preferences is just knowing what you like and what you don't like, and actually just having a high standard for yourself.
Let's say a man is only willing to find a girl attractive if she's blonde, has huge tits, kind of looks like a blow-up doll, right? Like, that's a little bit shallow. Or if a woman is only able to look at a man and be like, okay, abs, hot body, good hair, good teeth, like, I feel like that's a little bit shallow. But your preference, if it's your preference of somebody who's like, okay, I prefer somebody who's on the fitter side, doesn't mean that they have to have a full-on six-pack. It could just mean they take care of their body, they're going to the gym, they're working on themselves. I personally prefer dad bods and be like, oh, daddy. That is my preference. Little snuggle cuddle meat, that's what I like. So, yeah.
Are men more shallow for wanting attractive women, or are women more shallow for only wanting attractive and also successful men?
I think that depends who you talk to and your interpretation of that.
So women aren't shallow for expecting more?
I think everyone's a bit fucking shallow.
And in my previous relationships, I would say that they expect me to be the best version of myself, not just hot. You can get away with being just hot, but you want to be able to articulate yourself and have a conversation with the person, because otherwise the relationship doesn't go anywhere and it's really unlevel.
Being a successful man, right, means you make over six figures, you have a nice car, nice house, nice job, and being attractive. Okay, cool. Women want that, but that's
what
not
the world
all.
told you, by the way. The world told you that. That's what a successful man is. That's what the world told you. It's not what God told you, though. But sure.
Always going to bring you your happiness. And with men, because they only want a hot girl, again, that's not going to bring you your happiness, but it's not as shallow because, sure, men are very physical. They want something that's beautiful, and that's what's going to stimulate their mind. Women want some emotional type of connection.
I personally believe to be shallow is that you only looking on the surface. Like, hey, I think you're good looking. I think I can have sex with you and the sex is great. But we don't even have a deeper connection. We cannot even have a conversation. When we argue, it's really, really bad. Like, that's shallow. That's really just looking on the surface of a person, not knowing them for who they are.
I mean, I think like attraction is what initially brings you to someone, but really like personality, humor, emotional connection is what makes you stay around.
Do you think women have the privilege of being more picky because they have more options?
Yes.
Potentially. I know some picky men though.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. I think women definitely.
They would have to be, bro. There could be. The only way a man could be very picky is that he has to have all the money in the world. He has to have mad cars. He doesn't have to be rich, but he has to be an attractive man. He also has to have a bomb personality, funny, all this other stuff. Like, look at Drake. That man is a picky. I'm pretty sure that man's picky, bro. That man's bodies is like sinful. If I was to guess how many bodies Drake had, it would be like catastrophic. It would probably end the world if I had to guess how much bodies Drake had. Especially now. Like back then, that man was like chopped, bro. Now that man could get any girl on the planet, bro. So he's a picky man. And it does. I think he has a child now, doesn't he? I'm going off topic, but yeah, it's very rare for a man to have options or to be picky unless he's like I said, on top, on everything and whatever. I don't think a man of God can be picky because we're not really into like dating. We're just into like, getting married and settling down. So it's not really possible for a man of God to be picky. You know what I mean? Unless, like I said, he's like dating and all this other stuff, trying to find a woman, even though God will prepare you for one. But yeah, God's timing is always perfect.
Have that privilege, you know. You go into a woman's Instagram messages and there's 100 men in there, but you know a guy will be lucky if he hits up 100 girls and, you know, maybe 2 get back to him.
Why is it considered a woman's preference to reject a man based on height, but it's considered shallow if a man rejects a woman based on weight?
Is it though? I mean, okay, again, you're asking somebody who is very open. But yes, I do.
I mean, is that a double standard?
It is a double standard because
that shouldn't even be a double standard. Height and weight is 2 different things. Like, your height is up here, your weight is in your stomach. So now sometimes your weight could be inevitable because some people are just like, wait, are somebody tell me in the comments below. Are people just born big? Like, there's nothing they can do about it. They're just born big. They can't grow small. I mean, not grow smaller, but they can't lose weight or anything. Like, that's just how they're built. You know what I mean? They're just built big. You know, like, is that possible? Like, can people just be built like that? That's a different story. Is it a minority? I guess you could say it's a minority. Somebody tell me in the comments below. PLZ. But for the majority, men that reject women that are, let's say, heavy set, right? I don't like saying fat because that's like discriminatory or whatever. So let's say women that are heavy set or like overweight or whatever, right? And they don't like that's just not their type. So yeah, like majority of the time, people that are overweight, that's like they low-key do that to themselves. They just eating a whole bunch. They're just eating excessively. They're stress eating. They have problems going on in their life, and they're just, you know, gaining weight because of stress, or they just don't care how they're eating. They're not eating healthy, whatever. That's unhealthy. That's something that they need to work out on themselves. And if a man has a preference of not dating unhealthy women, or same thing with a woman, if she doesn't want to date an unhealthy man, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? If you're going off of the base of, I don't want to date this person because they're not 6 feet tall or whatever. I'm like in between on it. I feel like if you're gonna reject a person because of their height, like for example, me personally, I would not date a woman that's a freaking tree or like 6 feet tall or something like that. I'm 5'7". So like I'm not gonna sit up there and date a woman that's like 6 feet tall or something like that, or 6'4" or 6'2". That's kind of crazy, bro. I would date a woman that's like 5'10", probably a big, like, you know, somewhat taller than me, but I'm not finna date no girl that's freaking like 6'2". You know what I mean? So I understand it when it comes down to height. I'm pretty sure a woman doesn't want to date a guy that's like freaking 5'2", 5'1", or something like that. She would want to date a guy that's like around her height, maybe like 2 inches smaller, maybe. You know what I mean? I mean, there's some women, like if you go on TikTok, there's some women that like short people, short kings, or that's what they call it, short kings or whatever, and stuff like that. So I don't think it's that big of an issue. It's just like the type of woman that's like acting for it, because the women that be asking for like 6 feet men and like 6'2", 6'3", and all this other stuff, they be like, something be wrong with them. They have issues with themselves. They're ghetto. They're like not attractive themselves, and they be wanting to scale high when they're like literally like a 4 or 2, bro. No offense, that's just the reality. So that's just how that goes. That's just my opinions on it. Let me know your guys' opinions on it in the comments below.
King movement, right?
What's the thing? What is called weight shaming?
I mean, the short king movement, right?
What's the thing? What is called weight shaming?
Body shaming.
Body shaming? So shouldn't height size be body shaming too?
Isn't it easier to change your weight than it is to change your height?
It is.
Yes.
So wouldn't it be more shallow for women to reject men based on height?
Yeah.
Why do dating apps ask about height but not weight when women have a height preference and men have a weight preference? Is that not a double standard?
Yeah, it is. I kind of feel like the dating apps are kind of like pushing that agenda.
Do you believe that anyone can be in anyone's league?
No.
What does it mean to be out of somebody's league?
You're just not attracted to that type of person. Like, it can be personality-wise, physically, or status. It's just you're not attracted to that kind of person at all. So.
What is pansexual?
I have no idea.
So So I don't know the actual definition, but for me, I feel like it means like
Doesn't pansexual mean that they just date like whichever gender, male or female, or if they trans or whatever they transition to, they just date whichever gender, doesn't matter. They're just for everything. Like at first, I remember when I was younger, I thought pansexual was like they date anything. Like they date trees, they date objects, all this other stuff. Obviously, I was ignorant, I didn't know anything, but I'm pretty sure that's what it means. I don't know. Somebody, he might clarify it. I'm pretty sure that's what it means though.
Love everything and are attracted to everything. You're attracted to a man, to a woman, to somebody who's transgender.
Yep.
Like
what I said.
It essentially means you can be attracted to anybody regardless of gender.
Okay, so cool. I kind of got that right? Okay.
Would you assume that pansexuals are the least shallow?
Yes, absolutely.
If you're not pansexual, does that mean that you are shallow?
I'm not sure. I don't completely understand pansexuals, so I
What's the difference between pansexual and bisexual?
I've been asking myself that for years. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't know. They're the same thing. They're the same thing. To me, I don't know. I might be wrong. I might be getting canceled for that. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Based on what you said, pansexual is like being attracted to all kinds of gender, including non-binary and people who fall outside of the gender. But bisexual is being attracted to people who identify as either male or female.
Do you think sexuality for women is more mental and emotional for women than men?
Absolutely, yes. I feel like if I'm not in the right mindset, I will not orgasm for the life of me. You can try and you can try and you can try and it will not happen.
So wouldn't that mean that women are more likely to be pansexual than men are?
Absolutely, yes. I feel like sometimes I got my euphoric experience from somebody who is not a man, and that's totally fine.
Should a man
I also
be
feel like
expected
there's like more bisexual and, like he said, pansexuals that are in the female category than in the male category, because I don't know. I feel like women like to have, like I said, women love to have a lot of options. Men wish they had a lot of options, but they don't. But I feel like women like to have a lot of options when it comes down to like anything. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Even though I'm not for that lifestyle, the LGBTQ lifestyle and stuff like that. I believe that they should give their life to Christ, and God will fix that for them. But I'm just going according to the video.
Woman for who she is, if a woman only loves a man for what he provides?
No, double standard. That's not cool.
No, they should both love each other for who they are. And I mean, sometimes it depends on the age and the dating. Like, some young women only want men for what they have, but like if they're really serious, then it should be for who they are.
Yep.
Who is more delusional? The average man holding out for the lingerie model, or the average woman holding out for the rich alpha male?
Woo-hoo. I think the average male that's waiting on a lingerie model.
The average man holding out for the lingerie model, because a lingerie model ain't the average woman. You can't be, you feel me?
But can't the man improve himself to the point where he can attract most of the lingerie women?
Yeah, he for sure can. He got to get on his.
Yes, he can, actually.
So wouldn't that mean that men are better at self-improvement than women?
Yes.
You're right.
Yep.
You're right. He can, because to women, like those things, like how a man looks physically. I guess if he is, if he has money, if he has status, then most women are okay with that. Like, he doesn't have to be very attractive. So yeah, I mean, it could be kind of equal.
So wouldn't that also mean that men are better at self-improvement than women?
For sure. A woman think just because she a woman, that's all she need to have to the table. A man really got to go out there and better himself, better him life, get a car, get a house, get a career. You feel me? So a man for sure go better himself before a woman do.
A woman wants one man to satisfy her every need, while a man wants every woman to satisfy his one need.
That's true. That's true. That's true to some extent. It's not all the way true, but it's mostly true, yeah.
Every woman to satisfy his one need.
Ooh. That sounds accurate, though. I'm gonna
But
keep
here's
it
the
real.
thing,
That
though.
sound...
Like, at a certain point, and I think it's just a young thing. Like, we are young, especially now. Like, a whole bunch of young men now, they just want to get boxed, and then when they get older, they want to get married and all that. But it's like you have to fix that when you're young, bro, because you can have as much intercourse or whatever as possible. At a certain point, you're gonna get tired of that. Like, you're gonna get so tired of it that you're gonna ruin your whole experience. Like, you're not gonna want to fame. You're gonna desensitize yourself. And that's what we don't want. That's what we do not want. It doesn't hit. I'm pretty sure most of the people that, you know, go into fornication and they do a whole bunch of it, a lot of them can tell you that, yo, they're tired of it. Like, they don't like doing it no more. They're tired of it. They want to settle down, and it's like, it's so hard to settle down because they're so used to just, you know, getting into the bedroom, and it's like they desensitize themselves. They don't know what type of person they want. They don't know what love is. They don't know anything. Well, God is love, so you can't love someone without having Christ's love and knowing what Jesus did for you. But going off of the basis of the conversation, people will desensitize themselves to the point, with intercourse and all that, to the point that they won't know what they want or what they want to marry or anything like that, because they had so much of fornication and so much of oxytocin and all this other stuff messing up with their brain, messing up with their connections with people and all this other stuff, that they don't know what they want. And it's going to be hard to find a wife or husband or anything like that. It's going to be hard. And that's why the divorce rate, it's like 50%. It's probably higher now. It's probably 55 now. But yeah, it's crazy. It's sad, bro. It's really sad.
Real accurate.
Why does a society that tells a man he doesn't deserve a woman when he's broke have any right to tell that man he only deserves one woman when he's rich?
It's double standard. It's like they want you to be down here, right? And then when you get up here, they don't want you to enjoy the fruits of your labor or what you've done or the success that comes or the accoutrements that come with being successful. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think if a man, you know, if he's living his best life and making all this money and he wants to be a playboy, like, do what you want to do. I think people's biggest issue is that is like men want this, like, oh, we want this one woman to be loyal and to come home to and that loves us, you know, unconditionally no matter what, but I also want to go live this double life. I think that's people's biggest issue with men. But if they were honest, I think it would be a totally different story.
Oh. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Am I gonna get my shout out or what's up? Oh, and there's merch. Oh wow, you got merch now. Might cop a beanie maybe. $20, that's not bad. Alright, there's merch for y'all if y'all want to buy It's Complicated merch. Shout out to It's Complicated, man. I'm still waiting for my shout out after like a year. I don't know when you guys are gonna give me a shout out, but I'm still waiting for that. Anyway. Yo, shout out to It's Complicated, man. Shallow and complicated. Let me know how you guys feel about it. Do you guys feel as if women are more shallow than men, or if men are more shallow than women? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys haven't already, give your life to Jesus Christ, because that's the most important thing in your life right now. Eternally. If you don't know how to get saved, the video on how to get saved is in the description. And yeah, I love y'all. Catch you guys in the next one. God bless.